Hello, welcome all. Welcome to Applause Linux Basic Science Shell Scripting Training. So we have seen introduction, couple of things in previous sessions. Today we are going to see topic of important directories and wildcards. So let us open let us open our contents. Let us check on that. So let me open the. This is the outline. Okay. Okay, so we have seen in the previous session, sample application, how we will perform the commands actually. So how that will be performed, so many couple of commands we have seen: cp, move, ls, cat. Sorry, not cat. Cat we'll see in the next sessions. So ls, date, calendar, rmdir, like uh, uh, rmdir, and then cd. So like that we have seen couple of commands. Okay, today we'll see the important directories. So let me see the outline. Let me check on the outline, then we will see that particular content. So if you see this particular outline in the chapter 1, so we have done up to this part, Linux basic command. Okay, some you may be missing in this, but doesn't matter. And now, okay, handling directories, files and directories with meta characters or wildcards. So this is the today's topic, handling files and directories. So before checking on the meta characters and wildcard and doing this thing, we need to first know the important directories in the Linux or Unix system. So going forward, we'll say only the Linux as we discussed earlier. So both will be same as per from the perspective of the user, but from the perspective of the the implementation may be different, but from user side both are same, so we won't worry about that. Okay, so let us do this. So no, this is the today's topic, handling files and directories with meta characters or wildcards. Okay, so for that we need to know what are the important directories and all. Okay, so let me close on this, and then the slides we don't need. So first let us check on that, and then later we'll come to the slides whether we have missed anything. Okay, so let me open a terminal, and let me resize this, and let me open our notes. Okay, so this is today's is session 4. Okay, today's topic is important directories, or whatever main directories in the Linux system, and then wild characters or wildcards or meta characters. Okay, so this we will see. These are the points of discussion today. Okay, so let us check on that. So as of now, we only our directory. So let us assume our login, like no, ours is applause login. So if you have different login, then that will be under home. So let us assume yours maybe your name, whatever your name. So slash home your name. Okay, so it is like Ashok means whatever the Ashok or whatever the name you have. Okay, so slash home, whatever the name you have. Okay, so now these are the only home directory we have seen. But it is not only that home directory, you have multiple directories which are the very important directories which you need to know as a user actually. So let us assume you are doing ls. So we are telling ls pwd from where we are executing this, how you are executing this. You know that one we are executing in the current directory, that is fine. And what is this? Is a binary or a script or whatever it is. Okay, so how you now from where it is executing, which directory it is executing. So that is the point. So let us see now. So this ls. So let us assume ls where it is doing. So before doing that, let us see now some important directories. Then we will come to where it is doing and couple of commands to demonstrate on that. Okay, so important and important directories is the main thing is the binaries actually. Means whatever you are executing that are nothing called that are called as a binaries actually. So like ls is a binary, pwd is a binary. So how you will know that is a binary and all we will see little later. So that are called the binaries. So I'll just say user binaries or user bin, user is bin or slash bin uh, slash is bin. So today's discussion, we are trying to discuss what are the important directories in the Linux system. So most of the Linux system will have this one. And if you don't find a couple of the things, you don't get surprised because that may depend upon the system to system. Sometimes it may be there, sometimes they may merge that one. So let us assume here you are classifying slash bin slash sbin. Means sbin is a system binaries. So bin is the normal binaries. Means for normal user. SBIN is the system binaries. Means if you want to perform something in a system level, like system programming and then low level programming. So for that also to support the low level thing, the Linux itself needs the binaries actually. So that are nothing but SBIN, it is available. So this is like no general thing, but don't depend exactly on this, just you can have a look up that. So now libraries actually. So libraries is collection of object files. So I have like let us assume printf in C program, it is like no stored in some library. Okay, so libc .a, libc.so. So that are the libraries actually, but no need to know the details because as a programmer you may need, but from Linux basics and shell scripting perspective that may not be needed. But from then what it is needed from Linux basics perspective is the directories where it will be stored. That's what you need to know. Okay, so libraries is generally user lib, user lib, user slib. So some may be there, some may not be there. We'll check on that whether there are not there in this particular system. So these are the libraries, these are the binaries. So then apart from that, what you will have? You have so many things like no. Let us assume whenever your system is booting actually, then this slash boot directory, whatever the files there in this slash boot, it will be loading actually. So kernel is operating system, it has to load. So first the boot thing, then operating system will be loaded. So where it is available, are the files where it will be available? It is under slash boot actually. And apart from that, you have so many things. So let us check on that, like slash proc. Slash proc means current running processes information. Means whatever you do, it is created as a one process. So let us assume I said ls. So one process will be created and then it will get you the output. Then the process will be terminated. So but what is the slash proc will tell you? The current running processes information. Means some process has to run continuously. So in that case, where if the process is running, then only it will give the information, and each has a process ID and all. We'll see that one in the next sessions of the process utilities. Say little bit more on that. And then you have other directories like temp. Like no, this is temp is a like temporary directory which is the files are stored like no temporary. Means what? After the system reboot, you cannot expect the files will be there or not there. So if the if the system doesn't have the memory, first thing it is going to do is it will be removing the files. But let us assume in your case, after rebooting also your files are there. Don't surprise, because the files will be deleted when only the memory issue will come into picture, not all the time. So that's what this particular couple of directories. Apart from that, binaries, lib, then boot, proc. So many, some the what else directories. Okay, so we'll see in the list, cross check in the list and see. Okay, so before going we'll check a couple of, these are the binaries, these are the libraries which we said. So let us go check in that particular one. Okay, so I'll say pwd, you know that one, you are in the home applause. So as I said, slash is the home directory. So in this it is directories underneath. So let us go and check on that. So I say cd slash. So I am now in the root directory. I say ls. You can see here bin boot cd rom. and then home, lib64, media, mount. So like that, you have this particular directories. Okay, so like system, so system related directories. So and like that actually. So you may not need all that things. So last plus found, these are like no you removed, and then like no you want to get that something, you will be having the information in this. So this is lib64, and that are classified. You don't worry about that. So as of now you need only the name of the directories. And media, this one whatever, like no whenever you insert the CD-ROM or something like that, then it will be taken, this it will be stored in this particular directory. If nothing is there, no contents, these are just directories. This mount is the mount point actually, means I have a device CD-ROM or whatever the USB, so I have inserted into my system, but you cannot check in the device directory, you need to check in the mount point. So generally that will be in the mount point actually, slash mount, and then the directories, it will be automatically created in that. So these are the important directories. So let's go check in the user bin actually. So I'll say user, cd user bin. Okay, I am not putting forward slash because you are already there actually. But if you want to put complete thing, you can put either way, it is okay. So we'll check in the two cases. So it is like that. This you know that one, this is the relative path. But let us assume this now you are in the user bin. Now you want to go to your home directory. There are multiple ways how you will go to the home directory actually. So if you want to go to your home directory, so you need to do like this actually, cd, just a cd, then it will take you to the home directory. That is one thing. Then so if this is in user bin, I just say cd, then you went to the home applause. So that is one way. And another way is like no cd, this tilde symbol, it will take you to the home directory. So cd tilde symbol or cd tilde symbol with whatever the username actually. So like that you can take. So let us experiment. Okay, so now I went to whatever the home directory. Now I say pwd, it is in the home directory. Now I say like no cd, just tilde symbol, then it will take you to that particular one. So now let us check this third way. So I just say like no cd user applause. So whatever the thing. So in your case, there may not be a user with the name applause. So whatever the user you have actually. So like no, whatever the created, whatever login it is created. So what you are entering as a login credential, that means this particular one. So I have the login credential like this. So I have this one. Okay. So now if you say pwd, now I went to like no home applause. So these are the basic thing how you will be going to the home directory. So let us clear the screen with control N, and then I say home applause. Okay. So now I want to go to the bin directory. So as I discussed, like no, as we discussed, it may be whatever the way actually user, like no with forward slash if you are putting, then it will be absolute path, otherwise it will be relative path. So you can do either way. So now user bin. So let us check on certain commands actually. So let us check on the certain commands. Ls, if you see this one, hundreds of commands will be there actually. So you can see on that like no what are that particular commands and all. So let us take whatever the tty command actually. Okay, so tty. So let us assume I have tty. So if you see this one tty, like no device pts4, okay, in the slash div. So device directories will be there in the slash div. Okay, so slash div. Okay, so these particular device related directories actually means original device. So as we have earlier discussed, each thing, each and everything in the Linux system is a file. So now terminal, this particular terminal is getting treated as a file actually. So you say this one slash dev pts4. What is this pts actually? So sudo terminal system. Okay, so this is not a real terminal, this is a pseudo terminal actually. So sudo terminal system. Okay, so whenever you would have observed that in the like no console, I told like no how you will switch to CUI from GUI to CUI. Okay, so CUI, if you observe that one TTY like no device TT, you would have observed that device TTY1, device TTY2, like that actually. So that's what we have. So that is the real terminals actually. So that are not pseudo terminals, that are the real terminals. These are pseudo terminals, means you are simulating the terminal, but it is not real terminal. Because if it is a real terminal, there is no GUI. You cannot see all this. You cannot open this. You cannot see all this actually. So this is not a real terminal. So if you want to see a real terminal, Control Alt F1 to F6, you have that one. There will not be any GUI. Okay, so that is the this thing. So like that, you have hundreds of commands actually. So how many commands you have, this we will see in the upcoming sessions, how you will count this, not manually like this. You have the whatever the redirection and like no pipe and all that thing. Then we will see how you can do that. So you can experiment more on this, whatever like no check on the manual pages and all to your interest what you want to see. So our task is just to browse through these directories and see what are the couple of what are the binaries available or whatever the libraries. So let us move to the user SBin. Whenever you want to come back to your home directory, simply press CD, then it will take you to the home directory. Okay, so just we are browsing in some other directories, all these actually. So SBin is system related binaries actually. Okay, so like now change ch password, ch root, these are all system related things actually. Okay, so now these are, you can check couple of things. So some things which it is not allowed, so like no, it will not allow actually. So no need for you to worry if you are so don't think that you are destroying the system if I execute these commands. No problem, you can do it. If you like no if you have certain issue and like no, it will not allow actually. So just to feel free to execute all that commands. So I say lp info, I don't know what this thing, just we have seen that particular one. Okay, so if you see, there is no help on that. Okay, so we are not sure what is that particular command. So many commands will be there, so you can just check on that particular one. So user system related, generally SBin is the system related binaries which are mostly used by the low level programming, in low level programming. And then of course whenever you are doing high level programming also, system for our purpose also it will do. So let us assume I say ls. So if I say ls, it is going to do a lot of things actually. So ls means it is just giving the files, that's what we assume. But like no, it has to know where in the display, where is the current location is there, and then the device related information, file related information it has to retrieve, and like that so many things it will be doing underneath. So that for that purpose, that may need this particular one. Okay, so system related binaries. So we no need for us to worry more on that. Our purpose is just to navigate to the directories and check certain files. Okay, these are the user bin, user SBin. Let us go see in the bin. Okay, so if you see here, these are so many like no, so many binaries will be there in this particular one. So let us check this one, host name actually. So if you just say host name, I've just taken randomly and executing. So this you can see here, whatever the host name, Ubuntu ThinkPad here, whatever the host name. Okay, so you have so many things. See, if you see here our RM, we have seen RM directory, all these things make directory, and then these are part of the this binary actually. So you, this binary it is stored. Okay, so now like now CP, so couple of things we have seen actually. Okay, so couple of more we will be seeing, few of more we will be seeing. Okay, so even touch is there. Okay, so now this is, let us now we are in the bin, let us move to SBin and then see here whatever the whatever system binaries actually. Okay, so these are the system binaries. If you see this one, whatever like no ins mode, rm mode, like all these are like no loading the drivers actually. So if you are working in the low level, you want to load that driver, so ins mode will be used actually, rm mode and ls mode, like that it will be there actually. So like no, some are like no low level thing. So our, as a user, as a Linux basics, so you should be aware of the directories. You no need to aware of every command. Nobody will know every command because each one whoever they need, they can be working on that particular commands. Okay, so that are the brief about the binaries. Okay, so let us clear the screen. Let us move to the libraries. Okay, so let us go check here libraries. So many these particular libraries. So and then whatever slib. So there is no slib here. User lib. Okay, so you have whatever the user lib. So here some certain directories are there. Certain directories along with the libraries are there. So no need to worry what are the libraries and all. Okay, so let us go user slib. Okay, that also not available actually. So here in this system it is only user lib and user slib. So let us check all at once. We will just know user lib, user slib. As we have seen, we can pass multiple arguments actually. So user, okay, lib, then slib. This may change from system to system. Okay, so slib, user lib is there. So user slib it is not there actually. Means they have put into only one. So here in this system, it is not like no, in your system also it will be same. It may be different actually. Okay, so like that. And then what are the other directories? Okay, so we have seen these binaries. This one. So in our case, this is not there. So I'll just remove. Okay, so and then we don't have this one. Okay, so slash boot, we'll go check in the boot directory. So what are the files? So you can see here whatever. So VM Linux is the original operating system kernel actually. Okay, so this is the kernel which will be loaded into the system. Now we are running under this kernel only. Okay, so so uname minus a. If you see this one, we are like no, uname means it will give this information actually. Minus a means complete thing. It will give the processor information and all that one. So kernel information. So this is the kernel version what we are using, 4.15 actually. So this is the kernel what we are running. Okay, so now this is the slash boot. So what else directories? Slash boot, we have proc temp div. Okay, so now you can just see slash proc. Okay, so if you say slash proc, it will take you to the directory and you can see this particular one like no, the numbers actually. These numbers are nothing but the process IDs, current running processes. Okay, so you can see complete like no, so some numbers may be missing. Okay, because that process it has done its job and then it has been exited, so that will not be available. Only current running processes information will be available. We'll see little more on this in the process utilities. As of now, we have just seen that one. So you can explore the directories, what are the file systems and all, like no uptime, version. So you can explore on that actually. So let us assume ls minus l. So if you see this one, version, this is a file. So you just say vi whatever version. Okay, so you can, it will give whatever the uname, whatever we have seen in the uname, it is taking from these actually. Okay, so like that. So or cat. So you like now we'll see this more details on cat, what it means. But as of now, just remember that. So like now cat command actually. So what else? Uptime. Okay, uptime. So it will tell you how many seconds the system is up actually. Okay, so like this. So these are the commands. Sorry, these are the these are the process related information actually. Okay, so more you can explore on this actually, and some couple of things are directories. Okay, you can go and explore on this. Okay, so cd slash temp, if you go whatever these files, whatever it is there in the temporary directory. Okay, now in the slash dev. Okay, so we'll go to the slash dev and say ls. So you can see here whatever the terminals and all tty, these are all there actually. Okay, so now let us assume we have seen our thing, right? Device pts4. So now if I say now we are in the slash dev. So if I say like no, so you can go to the pts also, device pts directory. So if you see here this many terminals, pseudo terminals it will support. Okay, so now if you see this particular one, pts4 actually. Okay, so now if you see here 4, right, this case, of course everything is same character special file only. So this is c, first character is c, means what, like no, that is a character special file actually. So yesterday we have seen normal file with minus, directory with d, and then like no, C with character special file, like B with black special file, like that actually. So that are, see, this is the character special file. Means what? These are original devices actually. So these are like, no, let us assume I will go to the device directory. So I will say, sorry, device. Okay. Now ls minus sda1, okay, something. So means what? SDA1 is nothing but your hard drive actually. Okay, so that particular hard disk SDA1 2 3 partitions has been done, that one. So this may not be same in your system. So like, no, that particular one, if you see, this is the block special file actually. Okay, so that are the block special file. And these permissions, this one we will see in the like, no, change mode topic. So in the next file utilities chapter about this actually. So this B stands for block special file. So block special file, character special file, terminal, and all that things, like, no, you can explore little more on that. So these are the block and devices information. Means what? These are the original devices actually. So SDA1 means real hard disk actually, but you cannot directly see the contents here. So content directly you cannot see the hard disk contents here. How you will see the contents? You will see that hard disk contents only like, no, through the mount point. So where it is mounted, under whatever the CD like, no, slash, it will be mounted actually. So there in that one, that's what we are able to see in the slash home, whatever the username actually. So we'll see little more on that in the whatever the disk utilities, that particular thing. So in the upcoming session. Okay, so these are the important directories we have seen. Okay, let us cross check that whether we have seen all the important thing. So device, okay, so that's what we have seen. Now let us go. I will just clear the screen, Control L. Now I say whatever in the pwd in the slash dev. So you can also see the mount point actually, slash mount. Okay, so if you see here, nothing will be there. Okay, because I don't have any device anything here actually. But if you can put the USB and all, you can see here some directory. Okay, so there you can check. Maybe we'll see the media. Okay, so if you see this one, whatever the Ubuntu. Okay, so there is no permission actually. Okay, so permission denied. So if it is like, no, not allowed, then it will say permission denied. Okay, so like, no, these are the things whatever you will be interested to see. So let us check whether we have covered all the things or we have missed anything. So let us cross check. Okay, so this was whatever the we have done yesterday. Okay, file naming rules, paths we have done. Okay, so file system structure. So you can see this one, not imposed by the system, can vary from one system to other, even between two GNU Linux installations. Okay, so there is no guarantee that everything will be same for all. Okay, so this one, that's what this particular one. So you can see here information slash root. This is the whatever the root directory. Bin is basic essential commands and boot related thing. Device configuration files actually. etc is the configuration file. So that's also very important one. So like, no, slash etc. So if you see this one, configuration files. What do you mean by configuration? Okay, so let us assume you have limited, like, no, a user has a limited disk space, like, no, then that particular disk space you want more, then system administrator will give you. So that is there in that particular configuration thing. And password, let us assume I want to change my password, you can just say passwd. So that is configuration thing, means default the system will be given, but if you want to change anything during like, no, your use, then these are the configuration things you can configure. It is not like whatever you want you can configure. Let us assume like hard drive, as a normal user it may give maximum, let us assume x MB bytes it may give. So for every user, assume like that. So like, no, but maximum it may give z MB, means just to take a sample example, assume that for every user it may give maximum of 100 MB, but default it may give only like, no, not 100 MB, it is very less. So assume that for every user it may give like 500 MB. Okay, maximum, I am just taking for rough example. So maximum it may give 500 MB, normally it may give 100 MB. So that is the configuration, means from 100 MB you can configure up to 500 MB, but not beyond the 500 MB. So that is the limit actually. So that is nothing but a configuration. So apart from that parameters, you can also do like password and all the things in this particular etc in the etc like no slash etc. These are the configuration parameters actually. So configuration files, but since you don't have, normal user will not have the permission, only super user can modify that particular one. Okay, so that are the configuration related. Okay, so now the user directory slash m is user directory. Lib, we seen that one. Basic system shared libraries, last place found, corrupt files the system tried to recover. Okay, so that we will not encounter anytime. So if you encounter so something a huge problem with your system, it is better to like no install that again. Then media, mount points for removable media like USB disk, CD-ROM, everything it will be there in the whatever the in the media. And mount for temporarily mounted file system. So if you want to do like no for some other devices manually or like no as we discussed, then you can give this particular mount point. Okay, so let us assume USB disk also you can disable, and then you can do manually. So this may be needed in if you are working in a low level. Okay, so this particular OPT is the specific tools installed by sysadmin. This we are not seeing that option related thing. Okay, so user local you may install proc, you know that one, whatever the system information. Okay, process information. Proc stands for process actually. Root is a root for home directory, means like no slash root is the like system uh, admin relate, like no in Windows terminology it is system admin actually. Okay, so super user in the Linux terminology is called the super user actually. So slash root user root user home directory means super user home directory actually. So sbin is the system level binaries, and then whatever system and device controls. So slash system temporary files user local where. Okay, so where is the like no this particular where is also very important. So if you see this one, like no I just say control L. Okay, so where like no the where log will be whatever whenever you are running in real application in your company. So then the all that things like no let us assume you are running your huge application actually. So that it will be stored in this log. You can manually create that logs and you can store here actually. Generally in your project no printf scanners will be there in the real thing. Then how you will know whether your application is running properly or not? So that will be available in the log files actually. So that will be stored here where log, where is log, or like no here in our case where log. So where system log is there, no it is not there. Okay, so where log only these particular things will be stored actually. Okay, where log, some cases syslog also is there, no. Okay, so here where log is log files actually, means whenever you are running your application, so and then all the related application related log files will be there. Means let us assume when is the application started and what are the functions it is called and what are the modules it is called and what are the modules it's like no uh, try to load that one if any failures are successful. So like you develop a program or application, you will have your log messages like our printfs, same printfs it will be there in the log actually. So I can just check whatever the kernel log. Okay, so if I say kernel log permission denied, we don't have the permission to do that. So let us assume, so we don't have the like no normal this user here we don't have the permission. You can check in your thing. Okay, so like sudo. Okay, so it will not be available. Okay, so it will not be available. So because here applause user is a normal user. If you want to like no have the permission, you need to have the root user permissions actually. Okay, so that are the simple log messages. Okay, so maybe I will okay, that we'll see you like no this you can just see that one. We will see in the upcoming thing how you can do normal user into a super user and can check actually. But at this point I don't want to load you with so many things. So as of now this particular topic, so that is only the directories and all. Okay, so that's what we have done with the important directories. Okay, so now let us okay, let us go back to the home directory cd. So what we have seen the important directories. So etc, we have missed the slash etc configuration files. Okay, and then what is that, where log. Okay, so log files under where. So if you are generally a developer, you may be using slash where, otherwise you may not be using this slash where. Okay, so okay, so that is brief about that particular one. Now, what is the next thing? So next thing is whatever the wildcards actually. Okay, so let us check on that wildcards. So go to this directory Linux samples. So I say cd, and then you know that one couple of characters you need to enter and say tab. Then it will fill the remaining characters. Now we are in the Linux samples. Okay, so let us create a directory to test that one. Like no test. What is this, meta characters or wildcards? Okay, whatever. Okay, test, maybe I say meta chars. Okay, so I say test meta characters. Okay, so this particular one. So now we will try to test the meta characters here actually. Okay, so now what are the meta characters? So this particular like in this case we will see meta characters. So many meta characters are there, but as of now we will see only two. So one is star, one is question mark actually. Okay, so star means zero or more, and question mark means just one. Okay, means what? Okay, what do you mean by this particular one? So let us see with a sample, then you will understand actually. So for this, let us create couple of files. Okay, so let us create couple of files. So I say f1.txt. Okay, f2.txt, f3.txt, f12.txt, f23.txt, f31. I'm randomly generating, so no need to worry. You need to generate only in this way. You can once you see this, you can experiment in your own ways. Okay, so as of now I will try to create this many files actually. Okay, so now, so if you see ls, nothing is there. So let us create all the files in one single command you can do. Okay, so I don't want to do in multiple commands to save time. I'll just say only in a single command. f1.txt, f23.txt, f31.txt, f123.txt, f321.txt. Okay, so now if you see this one ls, you know that one, that many files will be present actually. Okay, so 8 files will be present. Now I say meta characters. Let us see the meta character. What do you mean by that? So now I say f star means what? I want a file which will start with f, and I don't bother after that. Means I want all files which will start with f. That's what I mean to say. Now if I say the same something like this, f star.txt means what? Now I don't bother about any file other than which starts with dot, which starts with f and ends with dot, star text actually. Okay, so now let us assume I will create file f something f4. Okay, I don't give any extension actually. Okay, so now if you see this one ls f star, actually this particular f4 will be displayed actually. Why? Because whatever there is, you are only concerned to start with f. Okay, but if you do the same thing for f.text, this will not be displayed. Why? Because you are checking the file which has to start with f, but definitely it has to end with dot text actually. That's what we are telling. Star means 0 or more. Okay, means now let us assume I say f1 star dot txt. Okay, now if we are telling f1 star.txt means this start with f1 and then end with star.text, and you don't care about that particular whether it is matches or don't match, doesn't matter actually. Means what? Whenever you say L1 F1 star dot text, what is that? It will be going to display. It will display F1 dot text, and then it will display F1 dot 12 dot text, and it will also display 123 dot text, because it will start with whatever F1. And here star means 0 or more. So 0 or more characters matching. Here 0 characters match, so doesn't matter. Here like no, it is one character is matching. Here two characters are matching with for star actually means 0 or more. Okay, so that's what it means to say. So you can see here 1 2 3 1 2 1. Now if I say whatever 1 2 star text, then it will only display whatever starts with 1 2. So I hope you are clear with the meta character star actually means 0 or more. It can match with 0 or more characters. Now let us see the question mark actually. So now I say ls question mark. So then what it will give you? Only it will give one character only. It will replace with the question mark actually. Means it exactly one character it will replace. So then it will check any files matches. So in this case only this will match actually. Okay. But now let us assume I say f question mark star dot whatever dot text actually. Means what? It has to start with f. Exactly it need to have one character, and then it can end with dot text actually. So you can see here. Now in this case, F12 is not displayed actually. Only F1, F2, F3 is displayed because it will only replace with one character. So that is the difference. Star means 0 or more, question mark means 1. Okay, now if I say L question mark means two things actually. Means F12, F23, F31. Now if I say means each question mark is one character. So three question mark means three characters. After F, any three characters, and but it has to end with star dot text, start with F. Okay. So if you don't want to end with star dot text, yes, you can do whatever the way, but you don't have the matching files here to experiment. Okay. So if let us assume I say touch F123. Okay. Now if I say same thing, this only again two files will be only there. But if I say F question mark only, this file 123 will be there actually. Okay, it is up to like no, just we need to understand what is that the purpose of that particular one. So I hope you are clear on that meta character star and question mark. Okay, so this before this like no, we discussed like ls pwd and all that things, from where it is coming actually. So you can check on this particular which, where, what is, three commands which you need to know. Okay, which, where, what is. Okay, so now let us check actually. So now if you say that one ls, where it is available actually, so which ls you will say, so it is available in the /bin. Okay, so let us assume where is this particular located actually. Okay, so where is ls. Okay, so you can see here, not just where is. Okay, so now if you see here, this is available in this particular one, it is also available here actually. We'll see more about this one when we see the manual pages. And then what is, so if you say what is ls, then it will give the brief description on that. Okay, so you can experiment on remaining whatever like no, so comments like no, what is cd, it is not there actually. Okay, so some things may be there, some things may not be available actually. Okay, so if you say rmdir, there are two things actually. We will see that one in the manual pages session, why two are there actually. Okay, so what is like let us assume stat. Okay, so maybe what is printf, something like this. Okay, so we'll see more about this particular one in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so let us like now go back to this. Okay, anyway, this is the thing what we are going to discuss. Editors we'll see in the next session. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the session, and then please go and check, experiment that one. If you want to learn more, it is a best ideal way is to experiment on it. So have a nice learning. Okay, we'll see in the next session. Bye for now.